Look at that. That's what I wake up to every morning. Isn't that great? By a show of hands, ladies and gentlemen, who woke up this morning and went, yeah, let's go, it's work, it's great. 1, 2, 3, well done for... Oh, my goodness. By contrast, ladies and gentlemen, who jumped out of bed looking a wee bit more like, who was that? Come on, let's be honest. The truth of the matter is, ladies and gentlemen, I suppose a lot of people are a little bit like my friend Garfield here. On the next slide, what really happened to me this morning, ladies and gentlemen, I actually stepped out of the shower and said to my beautiful partner, Elsha, who's with us here today, Elsha, I said, what is it about me that really attracts you to me, Elsha? Is it my ruggedly handsome good looks? Is it my fine athletic body? She said, no, Daz, it's your sense of humour. Righto. It really makes you feel good, doesn't it? Here's a statistic for you. I know the last thing you want at a breakfast, ladies and gentlemen, is to go away with lots and lots of statistics, but here is a statistic that I think you should go away with. It is a fact that, keep it going, it is a fact that 1 out of 7 dwarves isn't happy. Look, I know that's a very silly thing, and it's also very silly because, as we all know, about 86.9857% of all statistics are made up on the spot. But this is a true thing, because the reality is when we're going to work this morning, we're taking a lot of other things with us, and we might not be happy. And it's really important, I think, that we're in a state of we'll come to it in a moment, but in a state of joy or happiness. So I'm just going to ask you the question, what are you taking with you to work this morning? Are you going to take any anger? Are you going to take any fear, maybe? Are you going to take any grief or sadness? And the reality is, ladies and gentlemen, these are all very, very fundamental and important emotions that we do carry around with us as human beings. But the other reality is, where we operate best as human beings is when we're in a state of joy. And thank you. There's lots of things that get in the way of us reaching that sort of joyous state at which we will operate at our optimum. There are those attributes that I just talked about that we might be taking with us, of anger, of fear, of sadness, and these come in various degrees, if you will, on a continuum, from just being sort of slightly miffed that somebody cut us off at the traffic lights this morning to be, absolutely furious because, I don't know, a Nigerian scammer has just taken $10,000 out of our bank account or whatever. So all those other emotions of anger, of fear, of grief and other things will get in the way of us actually operating at our optimum. And I'm not to say, ladies and gentlemen, this is... these emotions are to be ignored. They are very important to our well-being, of course, but what I am saying is we shouldn't actually dwell in a cesspool of those emotions. That one of the pathways to getting us back to that state of joy is laughter, and laughter is fundamental to our well-being and good health. And one of the many sources of laughter is the next slide. Although they can't spell, the Americans say it's H-U-M-O-R, is humour. I advocate we put the U back in humour, and the U is you, sitting around here today, and spell it properly the way us Aussies do. I do think it is all about humour. It's taking appropriate, positive humour back with us into our workplaces today. What my study is that Carl alluded to is a study of the value of positive humour, of collaborative humour, of, affiliative humour in the workplace. It's not humour that is at all derogatory. It's not humour that's putting people down. It's not bullies using the excuse of, I was only joking. It's good, positive, affirming humour, and it has got a good place in our workplaces for all our well-being. The study that Carl alluded to that I'm doing through the University of Tasmania, the School of Management there, is looking at the relationship between positive, appropriate, inclusive humour, if you will, and the positive psychological attributes of hope, of efficacy or confidence, of resilience and of optimism. These are elements of a concept called psychological capital, and what my study is starting to show, and I was just talking to the lovely Fiona, who you'll be hearing from in just a moment, my study is starting to show that there is a good positive relationship between appropriate humour, positive humour, and these psychological attributes which we all hope we carry it with us as individuals into the workplace. And of course, if you've got a group of people who are high in these psychological capital attributes, such as hope, such as confidence, resilience, optimism, and it's all been aided by things like humour, like things like maybe wisdom and spirituality, those sorts of things, but my focus has been on humour, then we've got a good work team that's high in psychological capital. They're having fun, and most importantly from the Australian workforce point of view is they're being very, very productive. That's my little spiel for this morning, ladies and gentlemen. That's my passion at the moment. For the rest of the day, I'm just going to simply introduce the other speakers, but if anybody is interested in learning a wee bit more about my work in the Humour in the Workplace project, please come and have a chat, and we can come and talk to your work teams perhaps.